Okay, so here's our glass double drop trailer with an LCS slider system on it. And right now we're going to show you how to properly open this up and close it back up. So first thing we need to do is unhook our flaps on the front. Each side has flaps on the driver and passenger side to keep the air out of the system best it can. Next step, we're going to go to the back and we're going to open up the back flap. Now, different system and different trailers keep the crank bar in different places. On these particular trailers, the crank bar is inside. As you can see, the Velcro straps just got caught, so you got to make sure they're out of the way so the flap goes up properly. Okay, our next step, we're going to loosen off both tensioners on each side. This is what keeps the tarp tight, and this is the only way to open it up. Luckily, LCS put those handy poles on the hooks, so all this can be done from the ground. Okay, our next step, now we can roll the tarp forward. We got everything loosened off. As we're opening up these tarps, especially trailers with different transitions, you want to make sure that wheels go into the tracks. And that's it. This one's opened right up. So here we are, all opened up. Just one thing to note, this system itself, the whole bulkhead slides forward on the trailer. So you'll see that the bulkhead is moved right up. So in the winter time, you definitely have to make sure there's no snow and ice on there so that bulkhead moves freely. So here we are, wide open. Also, just make sure we always check our straps for wear and abrasion, and if they need to be changed out, we got to change them. And one other thing to note when we're opened up is these back posts are easily removed. Depending on the shipper or the consignee where you're at, you might have to move them and take them out just so we're able to get the glass on and off the trailer. So that's how we open it up. Corey's going to put that back in. Now we'll close it back up and show you how they close. One thing to note on curtain sides too, it's always better to pull than to push. When you pull, that means the tarp stays tight. So we're going to close it back up, making sure the wheels all catch. Now it's back into place. We'll hook our straps back on. Our straps have nice big hooks and big holes to put them in. Tighten up the ratchets to tighten the tarp again. On these particular trailers, we want to make sure that the tarp is tightened enough so the ratchet is hidden. So when the flap comes down, everything's nice and flat and the tarp's nice and tight. So now we'll roll down our flap. In these particular models, the crank bar does go back inside. There is a holder for it that locks it in place. We lock our outside flaps in place, making sure the Velcro catches. Make sure to hook up all 6 buckles so everything's locked back into place good. And the very last step, we walk to the front and we close our front flaps. We're all closed backed up. One other thing to note, our air dump on these trailers is right at the front. As you can see, there's 0 pressure in it, so that means the air is dumped. To put the air back into it, you just flip that knob up once you have the air supply. And that's it for our GD trailers with the LCS system on it.